Well, greetings, everybody. It's that time again. Time for the show where country is the name and playing vintage music is the game. I'm, of course, speaking of Country Party Time, and I'm your host, Lance Hawkins. Hey, it's great to be with you once again, playing for you some of the very finest in vintage country music, and boy, do we have it today. We've got some great records to play for you. We've got Gordon Terry, we've got Jim Nesbitt. In fact, we're going to be hearing two sides of Jim Nesbitt, his comedic side and his serious side, so you can be looking forward to that. We're also going to hear from former Texas Playboy Lee Ross, Sharon Sexton, Walt Rayburn, a whole bunch of others, and we're just going to have a great time. Hope you folks will sit back for the next hour and just enjoy yourselves, okay? Let's get started off with one of the true legends of country music, a man who played Western swing music from the 1940s all the way up into the mid-2000s. I'm, of course, speaking of Mr. Hank Thompson and all his Brazos Valley Boys, and a little song that he adhered to, and I do too. Kindly keep it country, won't you, boys? We sure will.
Kindly keep it country, don't want to hear no symphony. Just swear back and let it play them good old songs for me. Don't be hitting them fancy licks, just stick to the melody. Kindly keep it country, that's good enough for me. Out in Oklahoma, when Saturday rolled around, everybody went to the Legion Hall about 10 miles out of town. We played them country music, they'd be dancing by the hour. We'd turn that fiddle loose on one and we'd pick the wildwood flower. We'd get a little more progressive, with our hands moved around the clock. The steel man doubled on the saxophone and the drummer sang a little rock. The piano man played some way out things, I guess we got carried away. And before too long, that entire throng together you could hear them say, kindly keep the country, don't want to hear no symphony. Just swear back and let them play them good old songs for me. And don't be hitting them fancy licks, just stick to the melody. Kindly keep it country, that's good enough for me. Old Okie Joe was a country fan, he was there every Saturday night. He'd sidle up to the bandstand, he'd tell them how to play it right. He'd say, kindly keep it country, don't want to hear no rock and roll. None of that fancy uptown jazz and none of that stuff called soul. Don't want to hear no clarinet and none of that slide trombone. There ain't no room for no bassoon, no bugle or xylophone. Just stable the strings and let them ring. Get in close to the mic. Loud and strong, play long, and that's the kind of band I like. Kindly keep it country, don't want to hear no symphony. Just swear back and let them play them good old songs for me. Don't be hitting them fancy licks, just stick to the melody. Kindly keep it country, that's good enough for me. Some folks dropped by from way back east on their way out to Disneyland. But the fellow they asked when they stopped for gas recommended our country band. We played them a waltz, a do-si-do, and we got them up on their toes. Did they applaud when we all hauled to the San Antonio roads? And when those folks finally get back home to the opera at Carnegie Hall, after that Saturday night with us, there won't be no fun at all. Now, I wouldn't be a bit surprised about halfway through the play if they walk up to that orchestra pit and everybody hear them say, kindly keep it country, don't want to hear no symphony. Just swear back and let them play them good old songs for me. Don't be hitting them fancy licks, just stick to the melody. Kindly keep it country, that's good enough for me. Kindly keep it country, that's good enough for me.
I don't have a lot of money, my old car's out of style. But if you're looking for some loving, my motto is service with a smile. I've got references to offer, customers that satisfied. I've turned tears into laughter, but when I left they cried. But when I left they cried. I never get out of practice, you'll understand it after a while. So if you're looking for some loving, my motto is service with a smile. There's no charges for my service. You'll understand it after a while. I enjoy working conditions. My motto is service with a smile. I've got references to offer, customers that satisfy. I've turned tears into laughter, but when I left they cried. But when I left they cried. I never get out of practice. You'll understand it after a while. So if you're looking for some loving, my motto is service with a smile. My motto is service with a smile. My motto is service with a smile. My motto.
He came down from his mansion, down from the mountain in a big long Cadillac. He told my baby of his wealth and the things that he could do, and he took my baby back. They were married in a church in some fancy clothes, and I cry 'cause I love her still. But she don't want love, she wants power, you see. She's the queen of Snobville. Well, she's living up there, became a millionaire by just saying the words I do. She's got a chauffeur and a butler and a poodle dog, and I guess she got a maid or two. Each night I look up at the lights from the mansion, and I want to climb that hill and bring her back with me, but I know it can't be. She's the queen of Snobville. The other day I was walking downtown, and I seen my old used to be there. She was riding around in a big limousine with her nose up in the air. I started to speak because seeing her gave my heart such a thrill. I thought I better not, she's high class now, she's the queen of Snobville. Well, she's living up there, became a millionaire by just saying the words I do. She's got a chauffeur and a butler and a poodle dog, and I guess she got a maid or two. Each night I look up at the lights from the mansion, and I want to climb that hill and bring her back with me, but I know it can't be. She's the queen of Snobville.
If the good Lord's willing and the creek stays down, I'll be in your arms time the moon comes around for a taste of the love that's shining in your eyes. If the rooster crows at the cracking of the dawn, I'll be there just as sure as you're born. If the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, I'll milk the cow, chop all of my logs, feed the mules, chop up all my hogs, get all of my working done. 'Cause tonight we're gonna have lots of fun, just as sure as a rabbit herd jumping in the holler, I'll be there. You can bet your bottom dollar if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. The creek stays low, I'll be there, knocking at your door with a hug and a kiss for the one I idolize. I'll wear my suit, my Sunday vest, I'll be there, looking my best if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. I'll comb my hair down, brush my teeth, shine up, slick up, dress up neat, get everything looking just right. 'Cause I wanna look pretty when I see you tonight, just as sure as I ever was a preacher man. I'll be there with a ring for your hand if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. teeth, shine up, slick up, dress up neat, get everything looking just right. 'Cause I wanna look pretty when I see you tonight. Just as sure as a rabbit or jumping in the holler, I'll be there. You can bet your bottom dollar if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise.
From the year of 1955, that is Jerry Reed on Capitol Records, If the Good Lord's Willing and the Creeks Don't Rise. And that was a saying Hank Williams used to say at the end of his radio shows and appearances on the Grand Ole Opry and the Louisiana Hayride. He'd say, well, folks, if the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise. This is old Hank Williams saying, we'll be back again with you next time. So Jerry took that and wrote a song about it. And like I said, his first record on Capitol, If the Good Lord's Willing and the Creeks Don't Rise. That song was also recorded about the same time by Johnny Cash. And that was on his Johnny Cash with his red, white, and blue guitar. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, it was his first album on Sun Records from the year of 1956. And but that's Jerry's version of If the Good Lord's Willing. Before that, we heard from Bakersfield country stalwart Bobby Durham on a song written by Red Simpson. It featured the great steel guitar work of Ralph Mooney. And that was Bobby with Queen of Snob Hill. Then before that, a 1957 release on Cadence Records, that was Gordon Terry and Service with a Smile. And that's something he did in one of the Ganaway Grand Ole Opry TV films. And I remember first hearing it on that. That's Gordon Terry. Great song. And we started it all off with Hank Thompson and all the Brazos Valley Boys. Kindly Keep It Country. Well, we try to do that each week right here on Country Party Time. And continuing on with the great country music, here is Jim Nesbitt. And Jim is known for doing comedy and novelty songs like Running Bear, Truck Driving Cat with 9 Wives, and others. This, he's playing it kind of straight on and playing it very serious. This is a song called The Life of Riley.
I'm living the life of Riley. Riley was my best friend. We used to be so close. Then I took his woman from him. Now I'm living the life of Riley, but I'm too ashamed to stand tall. I'm living the life of Riley, and Riley's not living at all. Every night I would go to Riley's. One night he wasn't there, but I was too weak to go home, and it all started from there. I guess you have seen these things happen. A man will trust his best friend. Don't ever trust him with your woman. Oh, that's where your friendship will end. Now I'm living the life of Riley, but I'm too ashamed to stand tall. I'm living the life of Riley, and Riley's not living at all.
Thank you, mister, for giving me a ride. I'm so cold and it's nice and warm inside. Been standing in the rain till I feel like a duck. still put me away. And you can bet your boots that I got a dirty deal. By the way, I sure like your wheel. Since this morning I haven't had a bite. Truck stop cooking is really out of sight. You know it won't be long till I'm on my feet again. By the way, can you let me have 10? You truck drivers have really got it made. Run around the country and get paid. I'll bet you've got a girl in each town when you arrive. By the way, I'd sure like to try. Thank you, mister, it really has been fun. Now look good, you see I've got a gun. By morning you should make town with a little luck. By the way, how do you like my truck?
Into Nashville town there came a man with a beat-up old guitar in his hand. Folks sat up and listened when he started to play, for his guitar had something special to say. He had a style that soon swept the land. He became known as the man with the golden hand. The man with the golden hand. He captured the hearts of the young and the old. Soon he was winning records of gold. He rode those 6 strings to fortune and fame. It didn't matter much about his real name. Folks just gathered round when he played his stand, to talk to and to gaze upon the man with the golden hand. Then his country beckoned him one day to help entertain the troops overseas far away. So with pride he joined the other great stars, stole every show, just him and his guitar. He was the greatest, beyond any doubt. Really something for the boys to write home about. This man with the golden hand. The man with the golden hand. One day on a roadway in the jungle brush, out of nowhere came an enemy ambush. $1 million worth of stars were staring death in the face. It seemed there was no help to come from any place. But one man among them was better than the best. One with a brave heart beating in his chest. The man with the golden hand. For suddenly he jumped up and on the dead run, swinging his guitar before they could fire a gun, he stood in their midst, knocking men down. The burst of fire cut him to the ground, and the others got away in the confusion that reigned. The stars who would live to perform again, and somewhere on that roadway they left the man lying there still clutching his guitar in his golden hand. The man with the golden hand.
There was a little girl I planned to marry. This was my love and I didn't want to share it. I thought that love would make my life bright and sunny. She said she couldn't love me cause I didn't have no money. Every day I have to cry some. Every day I have to cry some. Dry the water from my eyes some. Every day I have to cry. I had me a girl, I guess I really loved her. Every night I was thinking of her. But you can't mix love with money. 'cause if you do, you're gonna hurt somebody. Every day I have to cry some. Every day I have to cry some. Dry the water from my eyes some. Every day I have to cry. Lord, I know that I'm just a poor man, but is it wrong to love? 'Cause I'm not a rich man. Every time you mix love with money, every time it's gonna hurt somebody. Every day I have to cry some. Every day I have to cry some. Dry the water from my eyes some. Every day I have to cry some. Every day I have to cry some.
Yeah, that's Bob Luman. Big hit from the year of 1969. Every day I have to cry some. Great job by the legendary Bob Luman. Before that, we heard from Mitchell Torok, and that's the man that gave us the song Caribbean. That's a thing he did on RCA Victor, one called The Man with the Golden Hand. And kind of a interesting story. I really like that. Then before that, we heard from Jimmy Gately on Chart Records, I Sure Like Your Truck, which means don't trust anybody, okay? You never know what their background is. And then before that, starting off the set, we heard from Jim Nesbitt, also on Chart Records, and Living the Life of Riley. We'll be hearing another song by Jim Nesbitt here in just a little bit, so don't you dare go away, all right? Hey, I got a really nice letter I've got to share with you folks. A gentleman wrote to me. His name is Gary, and he lives up in Lancaster, California. And he says, Lance, your show this past Friday night knocked my socks off. I got to hear some beautiful songs, and I tuned in the following week, and I hope to hear that song again. But it was a different music lineup, although very satisfying in itself. Can you tell me when it will be rebroadcast? I'm not familiar with your pattern of replaying or what your shows are replayed. Will it air again some point in time? And when can I expect that pattern to be? If you have a predictable pattern with your programs, if there is a pattern, could you inform me so I will know what to expect? Of course, there are excellent shows. They're only excellent shows, and because you're programming them and the raw material is such high quality. I love your show, your anecdotes, and your encyclopedic knowledge of not only country music itself, but other genres of country music, such as Western Swing, the Bakersfield Sound, and others. And he goes on to tell about different things. Well, Gary, let me tell you how you can listen to that show again. Just go on the Thumbin Radio website and click on the show that you would like to hear, and we will bring it to you. That's all you got to do. Just go in there, and we'll play that for you. And just look in the show archives, right, on thumbinradio.com on my page, which is Country Party Time, and you will see that shows, okay? And so we thank you for the letter, Gary. That was very nice of you to write in. And if you'd like to write in yourself and would like to maybe make a request or say hi, or maybe there's something that you would like to, maybe something I ran over that you'd like to hear again and maybe go into more detail, then write to me at lance@thumbinradio.com. That's all you need to do. That's the only address you need. That email address, again, is lance@thumbinradio, and that's LANCE at the @ symbol, THUMBINRADIO.com. Okay? And that's all you need, and we'll get the songs on for you. All righty, let's hear a song right now from the Singing Ranger, Hank Snow. This goes back to the year of 1968. This is from an album called Hits Covered by Snow. This is Hank Snow, and it's one called The Name of the Game Was Love. And list all these gals that he mentions. Boy, you talk about a playboy, he sure was. And right here on thumbinradio.com.
While looking through my bureau drawer, beneath some papers there I saw an address book I'd kept throughout the years. It listed all the girls I've known, and friends that list it sure has grown. Each name brings back the laughter and the tears. There were girls that I'd romanced with, girls that I had danced with, some whose faces I just can't recall. There were girls I kissed and lied to, some I couldn't, though I tried to. The name of the game was love, and I played it with them all. There was Mary, Martha, Janet, even Josie, Hannah, Anna, Sally, Beth and Rosie, Bonnie, Connie, Susan, Bill and Cindy. You get Claudette, Imogen and Mindy, Janet, Jeannie, Ingemar and Bessie, Florence, Fanny, Shirley, June and Tessie, Nancy, Norma, Lana, Seal and Dolly, Gertie, Gretchen, Carmelita and Molly. Girls of every nation, each one a new temptation. They were great, I sure had a ball. They were girls that I had courted, girls whose marriage plans I thwarted. The name of the game was love, and I played it with them all. There was Betty, Nettie, Carol, and Juanita, Cora, Dora, Grace, and Rosalita, Maureen, Corey, Margie, Ruth, and Katie, Dottie, Lottie, Linda, Una, Sadie, Henrietta, Mabel, Jane, and Leila, Daisy, Maisie, Mona, and Cecilia, Lois, Liza, Laura, and Leona, Rita, Lita, Lucy, and Ramona, Penny, Jenny, Sylvia, and Myra, Etta, Greta, Louise, and Elvira, Merlin, Pearl, and Muriel, and Benny, Doris, Vicky, Juliet, and Winnie, Frances, Paula, Sandy, even Trudy, Barbara, Ethel, Eloise, and Judy, Kitty, Kathy, May, and Kay, and Lena, Georgia, Clara, Valerie, and Tina, Iris, Alice, Dorothy, and Hilda, Olga, Donna, Lula, Bella, Gilda, Beulah, Beatrice, Ida, and Anita, and I love them all. And I love them all.
The town crier, the saddest guy in town. It's 12 o'clock and all is wrong. I walk the streets all night long, just remembering all those memories. every street in this old town, while tears fall to the rhythm of my feet. I'm called the town crier on every street in town, the town crier making his lonely rounds. Ever since you went away, I walk by and people say, there goes the town crier, the saddest guy in town. Now these old streets still look the same, except for tears that fall like rain, and the way that people stare at me. I'm the guy that lost his girl, the saddest guy in this old world. You ought to hear what they're all calling me. I'm called the town crier on every street in town, the town crier making his lonely rounds. Ever since you went away, I walk by and people say, there goes the town crier, the saddest guy in town. There goes the town crier, the saddest guy in town.
You find her at night in a dim lit cafe, dancing with a stranger till the break of day. She's the same old flame I used to call mine. Now you find her with the bottles, the smoke and the wine. As I watch her dancing to a honky-tonk band, as I see her holding her new love's hand, I think of a love that was once only mine. Now you find her with the bottles, the smoke and the wine. Don't blame her if she does things that seem wrong to you. She once had a heart that was so good and true. She loved me, but I cheated on her love, sweet and fine. Now you find her with the bottles, the smoke and the wine. Don't blame her if she does things that seem wrong to you. She once had a heart that was so good and true. She loved me, but I cheated on her love, sweet and fine. Now you find her with the bottles, the smoke and the wine.
Recorded for D Records out of Houston, Texas. That is disc jockey, singer, songwriter Bill Mack, and a song called The Bottle, the Smoke, and the Wine. And then before that, we heard from another disc jockey, someone who is based out of Southern California, and he was also a songwriter. He wrote a song called Heart to Heart Talk for his former boss, Mr. Bob Wills, and that's one of his own records on the Sims label. That is Lee Ross, who is also known as Ross the Boss Hoss on KFOX Radio in Long Beach, California, on a song called The Town Crier. And then before that, we went to a 4-star electrical transcription and heard from Pete Pike, a song called In the House of the Lord. And that was a song written by the Stewart family, or Pappy Stewart, I should say, VF Pappy Stewart. And also Hank Lachlan had a record on that. And that's Pete's record of In the House of the Lord. And he said that you can meet your true love in the house of the Lord. Well, apparently Hank Snow had a black book. He must have met a lot of people at church, because he said the name of the game was Love. And that great song from 1968 by the legendary singing ranger Hank Snow. Well, you're in tune with Country Party Time. My name is Lance Hawkins, and I got to tell you a little something here. If it sounds like we're having a little bit of technical problem, it's because that we're in a new studio this week. So I'm kind of getting used to everything, how this is working and everything. So if there's a few glitches, please, I ask your apologies for trying to get that. As we get along, we'll get it a lot better. But yeah, we're broadcasting from a brand new studio, and I really love this studio. It's very, very nice, very high tech, and great equipment here in our studios. Alrighty, well, let's go now to Charlotte Sexton. And this is a lady on the Breeze record label. Don't know anything about her other than she has a very definite mountain sound. You can tell this woman's country. And she also a Loretta Lynn influence, as far as I can tell. This is a song that Charlotte recorded on the Breeze label. This is Charlotte Sexton, and Since Baby Let Me Down.
Right into the end of time, but he just stopped and left me, and I'm about to lose my mind. Hell, I can't sleep a wink at night with his memories around, 'cause I just can't help it since baby put me down. It could have been some other woman, I really don't know, but everybody knows that I've been good to him and didn't give him no reason to go. But every night you can find me crying, and every honky-tonk in town, 'cause I just can't help it since baby put me down. It can't be no worse than today, 'cause my life ain't worth living since baby went away. Drinking's all that keeps him off my mind, at least it's all I found, 'cause I just can't help it since baby put me down. He could have been some other woman, I really don't know, but everybody knows that I've been good to him and didn't give him no reason to go. But every night you can find me crying, and every honky-tonk in town, 'cause I just can't help it since baby put me down. I know I just can't help it since baby put me down.
If the sun don't ever shine again, I won't care, I won't care. If this night goes on and never ends, I won't care, I won't care. For what good would the sunlight be to me? There's nothing on this earth I want to see but my baby
and she's gone, baby's gone. So I'll drink the bitter wine of life that fate has poured for me, and learn to live with memories of a love not meant to be. So let the moon and stars fall from the sky, whatever happens, when or why, I won't care, I won't care, I won't care. When she left, she took my heart and all the will I had to live. Now there's no chance to love again, I've nothing left to give. So if the next breath that I take should be my last one, it won't bother me, I won't care, I won't care, I won't care.
Tomorrow I'll be locked up in prison, just because I fought for what was mine. The judge and the jury wouldn't listen, but I'd like to tell my story one more time. I was so happy with my darling in a castle of dreams we had found. Then like a storm with no warning, a stranger tore my castle down. Like I told the judge in court this morning, I shot a man and I know that's wrong, 'cause he came to town and stole my baby. Now judge, you also tell me stealing's wrong. I was so happy with my darling in a castle of dreams we had found. Then like a storm with no warning, a stranger tore my castle down.
I gave my love, I gave my all. You built me up, then let me fall. You wore my ring upon your hand, but then you changed your mind. But that's all right, I looked around and found true love. that day that I could die. You never dreamed that by and by I'd be glad you changed your mind. Yes, that's all right. I looked around and found true love. You wore my ring upon your hand, but then you changed your mind. Yes, that's all right. I looked around and found true love.
The great Autry Inman, one of his fine Decca records, one called That's All Right. And very good song by Autry Inman, and he used to sing that all the time on, again, like we were talking with about Gordon Terry a couple of shows ago about the mule. That song was not that big of a hit, but it was identified with him for the rest of his career. Great sounds of a great man who I had the pleasure of meeting, and I feel that's one of the treasures of my life was getting to interview this man, Autry Inman, and That's All Right. Before that, we went to my old stomping grounds of Santa Paula, California, from the year of 1958 to hear from Houston Barks on the Buck and Sonny label. And Buck and Sonny was a nightclub in Santa Paula, California, in Ventura County. And Houston, for a time, had the house band there. And he put out a record called A Stranger Tore My Castle Down, and that was it. The other side was a song called She's Gone. But both sides of that record are great, but I kind of tend to like that one because of the weird lead guitar on that, and especially going out of tune at the very beginning, or the very end of that record. Then before that, we heard from Glenn Douglas, also on Decca Records, and I Won't Care. Glenn Douglas was a fine singer and songwriter, and his biggest claim to fame is, first of all, he's the nephew of Ernest Tubb. And second of all, he wrote a huge hit in 1968 called Skip a Rope, which boosted the career of Henson Cargill into the stratosphere. And Henson only had that one hit. He had some other minor hits, but that was the one biggie that he had. It crossed over onto the pop charts. But that's Glenn Douglas on a song called I Won't Care. And we started all off with Charlotte Sexton. And her name is spelled Sharlett. Charlotte Sexton. Sexton, Sexton, by the way. And on Breeze Records, Since My Baby Put Me Down. Well, we got time for a few more before we have to pack it up and get out of here for this week. So let's hear on the Topper record label from a guy by the name of Walt Rayburn. This is a great song called Ring of White.
You're pretending to be single while you're holding hands with me, but I see a little ring of white where a wedding band should be. When you left for a moment to fix your shiny nose, you put makeup on your finger so that ring of white won't show. Go try your luck with someone else, 'cause I don't want to be the one that caused you to go wrong. For you have someone waiting at home. Your purse holds pictures of a baby, maybe two. He's home babysitting while I'm holding hands with you. Why don't you stop pretending and go on tonight?
with a little lie and a band of gold, cover up that ring of white. It's not too late to turn back, no damage has been done. Someone else can help me do wrong. Do us both a favor, go on home. I can't get across the street. I can't seem to guide my feet. I guess there's no hope for me. I'm drunk again. Friends that I met today spoke, then moved quickly away. But I'm sure I heard them say, there he goes, he's drunk again. I'm walking through a chamber of darkness. To all my dreams, long ago, I said farewell. Won't somebody please help me through this darkness? Guide me through these deepest pits of hell. My money's all gone, and my clothes now are ragged. Many years ago, I joined the ranks of fallen men. 'Cause it seems that everywhere I go, I can hear my friends say, there he goes, he's drunk again. Oh Lord up above, what has happened to me? Must I live this life of bitter misery? Nobody knows where this will all end. There he goes, he's drunk again.
Hello? Who is this? Who? The devil? The devil you say? Oh, the real devil, you ain't joking. Not the real old red-faced, horny-headed boogeyman. The real thing, eh? What in the world you calling me for? Oh, you just trying out that new hotline that you just got put in, eh? Yeah, I know about you. Yeah, I hear the preacher talk about you all the time. Man, every Sunday he really talks some trash about you. Yeah, he must know you a lot better than I do. Yeah, that's right. He talks about how hot it is down there. Yeah, is it hot down there? How hot is it down there? 312, eh? In the shade. Yeah, that's pretty hot down there. Look at him. Has you got any of my kin people down there? Yeah, I know I had some mean ones went on. Yeah. Hey, how about old Red, the fireman? Is he there? Yeah, he's there. I knowed he was there. He was so mean. When he died, we put on his tombstone, here lays Fireman Red. He's gone to his last fire. Yeah, his old lady had $100,000 fire insurance on him. That's right. Yeah. Did he fix you up one of his new drinks? Yeah, he had invented a new drink just before he kicked the bucket. Yeah. Milk of magnesia mixed with vodka. Calls it a Phillips screwdriver. Yeah, you ought to try that sometime. That tomcat got in a jug of that thing the other day. Yeah, last time I seen him, he's going across the field and he had 3 cats digging holes and 3 covering up. Hey, I wonder how y'all eat down there. I just wondered what y'all do for a living. Oh, food stamps, eh? Yeah, we get them food stamps, welfare, foreign aid too, eh? Yeah, them Democrats gonna give away everything. Hey, what do you do with the real mean ones, devil? I know you got some, meaner than others. Yeah. Oh, you make them stand in your sewage plant all day? Up to the neck. How deep is it? Oh, 5 feet, eh? Yeah, my old lady'll sure catch it in there. 5'2". Yeah, she stand on her toes, I reckon. That don't sound so bad, though. No. Oh, you ride through there several times a day in your motorboat? Yeah, I reckon it does get messy. Look here, devil, I'm gonna get off the phone here. My old lady's hollering at me. Wait just a minute, and let me see what you want. What you want there, honey? Who is it? Some of your kin people. It's the devil. Yeah, the pure old booger man. Hey, devil, just a minute. The old lady wants to speak to her mama. Yeah, I know she's down there. Oh, she's busy today? What's she doing? Shoveling what? Oh, shoveling shale. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, look here, I'm going to get off here now, and the old lady's going to talk a little bit. Don't you be looking for me no time soon. No, you done work me up a thirst. I'm going to get me a cool one.
If you don't think I'm sweet, just sample my kiss. And if you think I can't love, just test what you're missing for a long, long time. I know you've been guessing. If you don't think I'm sweet, just sample my kissing. Get in my arms and I'm full of surprises. I can do a lot of loving before you're realizing, and you'll ask me for more, 'cause you can't resist it. If you don't think I'm sweet, just sample my kissing. You can't be a witness if you've never seen it. You can't judge my loving if you never feel it. When I look at you, I'm always wishing that I could give you a sample of my kissing. When you're near, my temperature rises and I want you so much. It's so hard to hide it, and I wish that you knew just what you're missing. If you don't think I'm sweet, just sample my kissing. I'm always wishing that I could give you a sample of my kissing. When you're near, my temperature rises and I want you so much. It's so hard to hide it, and I wish that you knew just what you're missing. If you don't think I'm sweet, just sample my kissing.
Well, that's the Golden Hillbilly, as she was known at one point in time on Decca Records, Miss Goldie Hill, on a song called Sample My Kisses. Or Sample My Kissin', beg your pardon. Let's go from the top and work our way down in this set, shall we? We started off with Walt Rayburn on Topper Records and Ring of White. And then after that, we heard from Billy Brown with the Hank Penny Band on a great song called Drunk Again. And he sounds like he's in misery and despair. And if you drink too much, well, you may get a phone call from the devil. And that was Jim Nesbitt doing his normal comedy patter on that particular song from 1974 on Scorpio Records. And that was somewhat of an answer to Jerry Jordan's song, Phone Call from God. And a very funny piece by the great Jim Nesbitt, a very talented man. And I love any record I find by him I usually pick up because he was very, very talented. And we started all off with Mrs. Carl Smith herself, Goldie Hill, and Sample My Kissin'. Well, right now, let's hear a little thing, sort of a Cajun-influenced record by Jimmy Doyle on the Cathay label from 1966. Here's Jimmy with One Call, Marsu Ann.
In the backwoods country of Louisiana lives a Cajun girl called Marsu Ann. I'll get a chance and her daddy's gone. I'll cross Big Bayou to Marsu's home. Well, she always meets me at the door, gives me kisses like I never before. The bullfrogs croak and the gators groan. Pretty soon I'll be at Marsu's home. There ain't nothing else in this whole world like a hugging and a kissing with a Cajun girl. I'm in Marsu's house and it's almost noon. Get my payroll in the Pebble Lagoon. Her daddy's out looking for alligator skins. Any minute now he will be coming in. Well, she always meets me at the door, gives me kisses like I never before. Give me a hug, one more kiss, forget everything at a time like this. There ain't nothing else in this whole world like a hugging and a kissing with a Cajun girl. I hear a little noise and her daddy walks in, called me and Marsu together again. Cross Big Bayou on the run, dodging them bullets from her daddy's gun. Well, Marsu loves me, this I know. She don't like it when I have to go. She gives me a hug, one more kiss, forget everything at a time like this. There ain't nothing else in this whole world like a hugging and a kissing with a Cajun girl. Yeah, there ain't nothing else in this whole world like a hugging and a kissing with a Cajun girl.
Hey, yeah, that's Jimmy Doyle on a Rose Maddox produced song on the Cathay label, Jimmy Doyle and Marsu Ann. And that's going to about do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank y'all for listening. We'll be doing this again next week at the same time, right here on Thumbin Radio. And always keep listening to Thumbin Radio, as I always mention, for the very finest in vintage and traditional country music. And you'll hear only the best, I guarantee you. And you'll hear the best also of gospel music this Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. And that is, 10 o'clock Eastern Time for Gospel Boogie with my friend James Zurich. I hope you folks will listen to that. He gets a great mix of music from the gospel field, and I think you'll find it very, very enjoyable. At least I hope you will. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. You have a very good week, and we'll see you here next week at the same time. Goodbye, everybody.